Okay, mate. Let's have a look here. INJ and INJ BTC both look great on the daily. Yeah, very interesting here. You know, this pressure cooker developing. A lot of times in these strong markets, these pressure cookers can break out. If they do break out, well, it is suggesting that any dip here is a buy for then, you know, prices to go higher. If this dips here, I will probably buy some myself, I think. So yeah, this does look good here. But let's look into kind of larger time frames to see what is actually going on. Yeah, I mean, this looks great. There's nothing wrong with this at all. The red 200 below price down here, breaking up, creating a new high higher than here, and this is a lower, a higher low. Bullish stop hunt on the large candle. There may be a bit of a bullish stop or bearish stop hunt here on top, but that's okay. It still is suggesting, you know, if there's dips down into the middle of here, this is still looking primed for building and moving higher. Like you can see here, this is the 2025 area. Well, didn't draw that very well, but you get what I'm saying. Into a new year, this looks like a bullish structure moving into a new year, and then you can get a green move up on a new yearly candle. So, well, I mean, this is not a great candle, but you know, even when you get these, it still is very, very possible to do stuff like this. It happens all the time. Even if there is a bearish stop hunt, you can get, you know, dips on a new year down here can be buys to then kind of push higher. Now, if I just flip over to OP, and this is just a daily chart, you know, you get a big move up. You get a big move up. You can see this sort of doji candle, but it's a bearish stop hunt, and then the next month you open up, or next day you open up, and you just completely run to the upside. Even here. It's not a great example there, but there's a stop hunt right there, and then the next one you can move up. Now that is obviously a daily chart example, but the same principle can apply here. In strong markets and strong uptrends, these bearish stop hunts can get negated, and you know, to me, this weekly, it looks fine. It really does look fine, and yeah, we have to hope it all goes well, of course. But the red 200 below price. Grinding along the white 100 on the weekly. This was also an early mover, right? This was one of the first to move in the entire market, and you know, you have to think that relative strength could now kind of play out into some sort of larger move to the upside. That is often the way it plays out. If we flip to a 6-month chart, right, this is a bullish stop hunt. Now, technically, from now on, we are bullish above this line here. That's the monthly. You can see the monthly is also a bullish monthly stop hunt. So you have kind of a double bullish stop hunt right there. And then this is the 3-month that has took liquidity and popped up, and now we're flipping green. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this chart at all, and it looks great if you have to say it. It looks like it just needs time. There is no major rejections. This looks like it's rounding out, trying to go higher. So at this point, it's looking very good, and we obviously need to keep an eye on it. Now, the only way that this chart would be bad is if this bearish 9-week stop hunt creates a complete bearish engulfing candle the whole way back down. If we pretend that is red, right? If it done something like that, well, that changes things. But is that going to happen coming into a Santa Claus rally when Bitcoin's just broke out above all-time highs? I mean, it's unlikely, but anything's possible. But so in the near term, you can say it is bearish above here, but it is also bullish above here. So there's our range, right? And the next breakout of that range will cause a big move. So currently we're slightly bearish, but we are macro bullish, right? So I think we just have to keep an eye on that and just and see where it goes. Dips at this point, in my view, are buys. This is looking like a decent structure off a strong relative strength coin with master moving averages underneath price. So it is kind of telling me that if we're lucky enough to get dips, they are likely going to be bought up again and run higher. The BTC chart here is interesting. I just want to keep this chart on the sidelines just so we can kind of get a look at it. But this is interesting. I mean, it's dropped right back down into the red 200 moving average. I mean, that's a fantastic place to be buying for a bounce. It's also this stop hunt level right here. So it's creating a bullish stop hunt into a long drop into the red 200 moving average usually causes some sort of upside. So is it suggesting that now finally INJ might start outperforming Bitcoin. That's a tough ask in an environment like this when Bitcoin is absolutely ripping. Now there will be a point when Bitcoin kind of stalls out and maybe money comes out of BTC, and those altcoin BTC pairs start to rip to the upside. I mean, it's happened every other season before, so I'm assuming it's going to happen again. You know, this is not a great yearly candle, but that's okay. These are pretty normal. If this does close down and around here, I would love to see a bullish stop hunt on the yearly, right? So meaning that the low may not be in, the exact low may not be in. If this can create a bullish stop hunt on the yearly, that could set up for altcoins starting to outperform Bitcoin and doing something like this. So I would be watching next year for that bullish stop hunt. I'll just take you back to Bitcoin as an example. Now you get the big move up, you get this take liquidity on top, and then you get the drop, right? If I just move it in a little bit, maybe it's easier to see it. And then over here you get the big move up, you take liquidity, you get the big large drop, it closes on the yearly lows. Bitcoin did not stop hunt. That was frustrating. I was going to load, you know, my entire net worth into it here on a stop hunt, I remember, and I never got it. So I was very frustrated that we didn't stop hunt back then. You know, I did buy and I did have some Bitcoin, but I was waiting for this stop hunt because of this drop and because it took liquidity and dropped in a large red candle. Well, I was going to say 70% of the time you might get that stop hunt if you're lucky, but it just didn't happen, unfortunately, and it was bought right back up after taking liquidity. Like in here you can see it, it was very frustrating. But I bring that to you because be open to the same thing happening on a new year on INJ, you know, so it might be worth keeping an eye on. And then you get that candle back up to here, and then obviously it reversed back up. I'm not saying it's all going to do the same thing as Bitcoin, but what I am saying is at some point these altcoins could start to outperform Bitcoin. So anyway, mate, I'll cut this off here. I think my computer's doing a scan.